Yo, what's up guys? Today I have for you something a little bit different. Today I'm actually doing a keyboard unboxing and review, and this keyboard is actually the GAMDIAS Hermes mechanical gaming keyboard. That is going to be the first part of this video, and the second part of the video is going to be the giveaway winners for 500 subscribers. So yeah, just watch this through to get to that. So I have been using this keyboard for a few days now, and man, I have some really great things to say about it. I really do actually like this keyboard, and I've used a lot of products in the past. I've used Razer, I've used Corsair, I've used Cooler Master, I've used standard Windows keyboards, but I've used a lot of different keyboards, and this one is definitely in my top 2 probably. I would say the only keyboard that I've had that I would prefer over this is actually the Razer Black Widow Ultimate Chroma, which is over $200, and this one was only $115 I think, so it's a really good deal. So in terms of specifics, like I said, it is a mechanical keyboard, and it uses the Cherry MX Blue switches, which are really nice, and they're actually pretty quiet as well. So you know, gaming late at night really isn't a problem if you're trying to stay quiet. The keyboard layout, which you will see actually as I show off the keyboard a little bit later in this unboxing, is actually ambidextrous, so it really doesn't matter if you're a right-handed person or a left-handed person, it works well for both. And you know, little things like this, a lot of companies don't really think about when they're making their products, but GAMDIAS does, which is something that I really appreciate, and I know people who are left-handed will also really appreciate. The keyboard is also backlit as well, so again, gaming at night when it's dark, not really a problem. But if you like fancy colors, this probably isn't the keyboard for you, because this keyboard only has red backlights, but honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. Even though you can't really customize the backlight colors, it actually does have a few separate options. You can actually have 6 different brightness levels, and there is also a breathing option for the backlight as well, which is pretty neat. So yeah, the LED option's pretty cool overall, not that big of a deal, nothing really too special. But my favorite part of this keyboard, and I think what makes it a great keyboard, are all of the macro keys, the macro options, and the Hera software. GAMDIAS really knew the market they were getting into with this, and that is the gamer market, because this keyboard has 13 macro keys. And man, I just love that about this keyboard, because a lot of companies really only include 5 on the side, but GAMDIAS includes 5 on the side, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 going down the left-hand side of the keyboard, but then they also have 6 more on the bottom, and then 2 more right next to the top arrow on the arrow keys. Using the GAMDIAS Hera software that you can get off the website, you can actually reprogram these keys to anything that you want, and that actually goes for every key on the keyboard as well. Basically, every single key that you see can be rebinded or reprogrammed to a macro, to a different key, to something else that you may need for a game, things like that. And the fact that it has so many macro keys is awesome for MOBA players specifically, because MOBAs actually have, you know, a lot of commands, things like timers in League of Legends. I actually really like to use it for like flash timers, so I'll have one macro key set, so flash, so if I see my enemy flash, I can press my macro key, it'll time the flash there in the chat so I know right when it's up. And you know, that's just one way that you can use these macro keys. Other ways I've seen these keys used are for chat messages or things like that. Like, you know, if you want to play some roles and you want to be the first person to call your role, you can set one to top, which is something that I also like to do. I like to have one key set to every role, so that way if I want to play that role, queue up for a normal game. As soon as we get in, click on the chat, press the macro for the role that I want, and then bam, I get it mostly every single time actually. And I don't want to go on about the macros for too long, but again, you can use it for chat messages like let's go Baron, or let's do Dragon, or Dragon up in 6 minutes, so that way you can have an automatic timer in the chat for you. It's really neat, a lot of things you can do with 13 different macro keys. Now you can do these macros through the Hera software, but it actually also has on-the-fly macro recording using the function key and the control key, and basically you hit these two. If you read the directions, it'll give you like a full rundown of how to do it, but basically you can just program your macros on the fly whenever you want without loading into the software. And of course, with most keyboards that have macros, you can also switch between the profile that you're using, so if you have a League of Legends profile, you can switch to that. If you have just a normal work profile, you can switch to that. If you have a CSGO profile, you can switch to that, etc. etc. So that is all I really have to say about this keyboard. Like I said, it is a really nice keyboard, especially for the price. It really does compare to some of the best keyboards out there. And if you guys are interested in checking out GAMDIAS and other products they have headsets, mice, keyboards, mouse mats, things like that. I will include their links in the description below. And now to move on to the second part of the video, like I said, it is the giveaway winners. Hey guys, so in this part of the video, I will be doing the giveaway winners. I will be choosing it using the heartbeat pick a winner function. And we're just pulling someone right out of the comments section, and I have 2 tabs open so I can highlight the 2 winners. And if you're from NA, you'll get a PM with the Riot Points code, and if you're not from NA, then we will have to work it out. Probably just going to have to give you money through PayPal to buy it yourself, because we can't purchase cards from other regions. It's just not possible. So once this loads up, I can pick the 2 winners. Alright, so just gonna pick a winner. Tom will win. NA. So you will get a PM with a code. And Zaid, Alayment, let me find you. EUNE. So you will get a PM, we will pay you your money to get your Riot Points, and Tom win, you will get a PM with your code. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. All the continued support, it really does mean a lot. We're growing very fast, and if you guys would like more giveaways like this in the future, be sure to stay active and also promote the channel a little bit, help out, because we'll be doing more giveaways like this at certain milestones. So thank you all for watching, and thanks for supporting the channel.